What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to talk about 9 tips or things that I think you should know before moving or coming to Sweden. And these tips or the things will help you to. These tips will help you to not feel stranded or maybe feel like, oh my god, I'm lost, but also confusion, but also will also make you not to be seen as a person, maybe not to be seen rude. So the first tip is price and cost of living. This is the first thing I thought that should be good for every person who is coming or who is moving to Sweden to know. Prices of things, or prices of food, prices of different things that you will want as a human being. At least for me, because I come from the country where the price was lower, and the cost of living was not that high compared to the economy. But here in Sweden, it developed the country, so the cost of living, the price of the things, it's too high. So you have to get rid of that. So by the time you come, you don't get the price shock, and you don't pay that price. But also it depends with the country that you come from. For the country that they come from, the cost of living, but also the what do you call it? The prices of the things is lower. So for them, they cannot get the price shock. So they can this is normal. So the cost of living is too high. And the second tip is, or the second thing is visa. You have to know, but before moving to Sweden, you have to know why you have to know what is the reason for you moving to Sweden, or you have to know why are you coming to Sweden. So it has to be you are coming for studies, you're coming for work, you're coming maybe to see your partner, you're coming to visit your relative, but the visa thing, how long will you stay here. You're coming maybe, or you're getting married to someone who is a Swedish citizen. So those are things you have to consider, and you have to know them. And tip, or the third thing is you have to be aware of darkness and coldness. I have many videos, or maybe a couple of videos about the darkness and coldness. I can make more if people would want, because I feel like for the previous video, maybe they might not be enough. So you have to get ready. You have to make up your mind that it's cold in Sweden, and during this time it can be dark from 15:30. It depends, but like it's 15:30. It's for example, now it starts to be dark by 15:30. So you have to make up your mind that, hey, it's darkness. And during this time, there is the time we use vitamin D, because there's no much sun outside. It's just like that. So your fourth tip, or the fourth thing, is you have to get rid that Sweden is almost completely a cashless country. In Sweden, cashes are very accepted. Like a lot of places, they will tell you we don't accept cash. So you have to be ready with that. Don't come up with cash, and just because you will be frustrated, because every time you will, many places will tell you we don't accept cash. Imagine where you're going to take those cash from. So you have to get rid of that, and just prepare yourself that Sweden is. And I have seen a news that by 2023 March, we will be going completely cashless. I don't know how far this, we don't know what's gonna happen, but is it like, are we going to be completely cashless by that month, or it will be just maybe for some other, like there will be some reason that people will be allowed to use cash. And the fifth tip, or the fifth thing, is you have to know that in Sweden we have a queue lining, the queue culture, or line culture, and you have to keep this in your mind wherever you go, and in every places, the first person to be in line, he or she is going to be the first one to get the service or to be served in many places. So even entering in bus, we line up, and then you will be, of course, in transport sometimes, especially in train, or sometimes, because there's a lot of those people, so you have to know that. And the sixth tip, or tip number 6, of you have to get ready that in Sweden it's so hard to make friends, and it's because of the culture, or of the life how standard, how it is in Sweden. In Sweden, it's a country that is based into equality and individualism, but also the Swedes, or maybe a lot of people in Sweden, are shy. They're shy, but also they have their own culture, of which we have to. It's different from maybe if you're in UK or in America, people there, they're there, hey, they're so fancy. But in Sweden, it's like, it's low, everything's low, so people are just, but also they have their own culture that, hey, this is my friend, this is my acquaintance, this is a colleague, that culture. So for them to keep you closer enough, like you have to, it has to, there's a lot of effort, maybe a long time for you to be a friend with them. But also it depends with the person. If you are maybe, it depends on the person. If you are someone, outgoing, but also it depends with the place that you go. For example, if you go to church, you might meet people, and if you go to maybe the community that you are into. If you're a YouTuber, you might meet people who does YouTube videos and all that things. And this number 7 is don't wear shoes in the inside the house. The Swedish all people here in Sweden, I think it can be, it can be counted rude to wear shoes inside. So by the time you just enter the house, you have to take off your shoes. You don't just wear shoes inside. I know someone might, well, we don't even wear in our country, but there's some countries, or there's some culture, people just walk in with shoes in their house. So you have to just take off your shoes, so that you're not counted rude. And number 8, don't worry too much about your safety. Sweden is the safe country. Of course, there's some news we see it, but it's not that it's threatening the safety of the country. It's just cases. You can't compare Sweden and the other country that they have like a higher, maybe criminal cases or what. So you have to know that Sweden is very safe, but because of those cases, but also because of just as a human being, but also as a in life, it doesn't mean that if the country is very safe that you don't take precaution, or maybe you don't pay attention to things. So you have to pay attention, but the safety is very, very high here. And the last thing is you have to think about, as I said, it's dark and it's cold. You have, by the time you're coming to Sweden, think about having more like having warm clothing by the time. If you're coming to Sweden, the period or the time that is cold, so you make sure that you prepared yourself with the warm clothes, just maybe one pair, it depends with them. Because sometimes you might get the price shock, and then you might end up by feeling like, oh no, I'm not gonna buy clothes, or maybe you might buy it will pay, oh my god. So think of having maybe one of a sweater, maybe a coat that is not too heavy, maybe to make you struggle with it to carry, bringing it here. So you might think of that. So think of that before you come to Sweden. But this can be just a listy tip, but maybe it might help, because I remember me coming to Sweden, I just packed like very light clothes, and then by the time I just came, I was like, oh my god, I didn't know, by the time I went in the shops, I was like, sometimes I had this price shock, but also sometimes you feel like maybe I need to know more about things, and so by that time. So yeah, thank you so much for watching till to the end, and don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like and comment if you have any comment down below, but also continue to support my new YouTube channel. That is the only way, subscribing, the only way you can support me to grow up this platform. Thank you so much.